Welcome back to the channel. I thought I might take you on this journey of the build of the 3-lane Hot Wheels 180 curve that I'm designing for Australian Diecast Racing Lead, Macey. And here we are overnight. We've printed out 5 sections and there's actually 6 sections in total, so let's have a look. There's the first 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and we've got another section that's just going to go into here, and that is it here. That's that section there being printed, and that still has almost 5 hours, and that's been going for 5.5. But it's not without problems. Every time I've designed something, there's always a problem, and it does take a long time from design to getting to this point. Overall, it's a beautiful looking piece. I mean, I don't know if you're excited about 3D printing like I am, but to me it's a work of art. It really is. It's, you know, the design and the way the machines can print and the way it just comes out. It is beautiful, and its operation to me is just first class when you race cars. But yes, there is a problem with this part of this 180. It's not these sections. These are printed out beautifully, but you can see here there's a little, let me just zoom in there with this lens. You can see there, it looks like a little mark, like a little sort of, I don't know, black mark or something. It's not actually. What it is I haven't quite designed it correctly where these joiners, let me just zoom out again, where, see these holes, right? These are really tricky to get right because of the angle of the track. The angles obviously change as it goes upwards. So to design these slots, you have to really be pinpoint accurate. Otherwise they will poke through the top and or the bottom. And in our case, this is exactly what's happened. So I will need to now go back through into Fusion 360 and redesign these connector holes and then do another print. And unfortunately, let me just zoom out here, and unfortunately that affects this part and that part. So these will need to be redesigned and printed, and I'll end up keeping this for myself because I don't mind having a little mark here. So, you know, out of this I've scored myself a 3-lane track, a 3-lane curve. So let's head into Fusion 360 and see exactly what this problem is and how we can rectify it. And here we are in Fusion 360, and you can see where my mouse is, there's a little mark. You may not be able to see it. It's very hard to pick up sometimes, and sometimes you have to zoom right in. But there's a little mark which I didn't pick up on when I completed this design. So we'll just strip it back to that part. And what we're going to do is zoom in, and we'll do a section analysis on this. And this is the great thing about Fusion 360. You can actually get in there and really pinpoint the issue. So we'll just get this set up and we push it back. And you can see the right hand side connector hole. You can see how it's really close to that very lane 3 on the outside, and that's the culprit. That's what's causing that mark. It's the layers poking through, and what we're looking at here is the very end of the connector hole. So what we need to do is just go back in and get rid of that sketch, redesign that sketch, and away we go, and then reprint, and hopefully we've got it. You can see the angles changes as you go up, and look, I actually stuffed up here with my sketch, and we'll just get into the sketch and I'll show you that. It's just down here, and I should have picked up on this, but I was probably too quick in wanting to get this onto the printer. Let me just zoom in, and so there's the sketch, and you can actually see that line. You can see it's not squared. I stuffed up. Very easy to do. While Fusion 360 is great, sometimes when you're moving too fast and you think it's squared, it's not. So we'll just delete everything here, and we'll just readjust it all, and then re-extrude everything, and put it back onto the print bed, and hopefully in the next 24 hours this piece and the next piece will be completed, and we'll have a sensational looking 3-lane 180 that connects to Hot Wheels track. So I'll finish this off and we'll get back to you. Yeah, look, it's not always easy designing 3D printed parts. It's a lot of trial and error, and it does cost a lot, both in time, electricity, and also, you know, reels of PLA, you know. So this particular part here might go through 1 or 2 of these, just to get it to the point where it's saleable. So, you know, these things can take up to a week or 2 weeks just to get right. So, and in particular with 10.5-hour prints on each part, and there's 6 parts to this particular track. So anyway, the next video will be the completion, and I'll have that up in the next 24 hours.